Good evening and welcome to Judy's Mind Body. We are going to start each week a little bit differently, but tonight I wanted to go back to some particulars from last week. And the first is to work on some weight shifting up and down, side, and then forward back with the Buddhist walking meditation. So if you do have a stool, get it. If you do have water nearby, that really helps if we stop quickly for water. And make sure that you do hydrate your body. And if you're using a stool, you want to make sure that you also your feet can touch the bottom, so of the floor. So if I'm here, I need to make sure that I can bring my foot down like this, and that I'm comfortably on the front of my stool so that I can feel my sits bones, which are right here, and still balance on the stool. So we'll do some of that work, but if you do have something you can use for that work, it makes it more fun for all of us. Okay, so we're going to start with up and down weight shifting with stool. So you're going to come to the balls of the feet, inhale up, bring one arm up just to sort of feel the extension of both the legs and the arm, and exhale back down with that hand. Then inhale the other arm up, feel that extension, and exhale it down. Good. Now we're going to do a back shift. So coming back towards the heels, the toes will come up in front. Coming forward towards the toes, the heels come up. And in the middle, we call that the bubbling spring in Tai Chi Chih. It refers to some of the acupressure points that are in the foot, and you're releasing that energy as you come up here. That's an inhale. When you come back over it, that seems to become an exhale, and then you slide back towards your heels there. And now forward to the front of the foot. And we also call this sinking in Qigong. Tai Chi Chih is under both Tai Chi and Qigong. And when you come back through the center, you're coming down to release the energy into the full foot. Then you're coming back and you're bringing your toes up, but you're on your back heels. So that's a bit of sinking here and rising, a very important Qigong move that we work with. And that means that the knees will slightly become squishy, or in other words, they're going to drop down, but not super far down. But you're going to feel like you've almost got a rubbery feeling of those knees. So what I'm talking about is this. When you come here and you come up, the knees bend slightly. When you go back, the knees straighten, but they don't lock. So you want to get that feeling, okay? So that's a forward, back, up, down weight shift. Another shift we have is the forward back shift. And I'm going to come over here. I'll be mirroring you. So I'm going to shift into this right leg here, shift towards the stool, bending this knee, the yan leg, and releasing the yin leg, your left leg. And just feel that you have some resilience there, that with this other power leg that already is slightly bent, you can hold onto the chair there and then drop the foot forward onto the heel, and you'll pretty much have the length of what your weight shift should be. So I'm going to inhale forward here, holding onto the middle of the stool there, come back, and I'll feel my toe raise somehow when I get to the back here. So we call glide through the middle, release the back heel, glide back through the middle, release the front toe. If you do that the first time, it's really, it really makes your mind aware of what you're doing. And I like the stool because it is an alignment thing also. You want to feel that you really stand tall, that you don't bring the head down, and you want to feel that you actually move forward from the center of the forehead so that you're always looking ahead and not down or up. So you're centering the chin parallel to the floor, and you're having all your body parts begin to be able to move forward and back. And you can do kind of a graceful thing here by opening the arm on the inhale, like you're going to sing, and then coming back and coming back to the heart on the exhale here. It's just kind of a nice, sweet gesture that you inhale and exhale, holding onto the stool. Good. So that's an accessibility move. And when we're working with students or with each other, we need those moves because as our bodies age, we need to take care of them, but yet do some of the things that we want to do. So let's come here. Your feet are in a V. You're going to place your hand on the stool. You're going to sink down a little bit here. This is called rider on horse position. So if you think about it, if you just got off a horse, you might not be able to walk like this. You might have to walk like that. So that's rider on horse. The feet are in a V. I find that very useful. So I'm going to come across here with my feet in a V, in rider on horse, bring my hip towards the chair, put my hand here in the middle of the chair, release now what would be your right leg, and just let it swing for a second. But I've already bent this knee here so that I'm well supported. But I want to make sure I don't fall over still. So now I'm going to bring the foot up and drop it. And I've dropped it where it seems to come down naturally. So not out there, but when I lift it up and I'm straight up and down, I can find out exactly how wide is my weight shift and how far forward is it with the heel. And that's important. The other thing is to distinguish this from martial arts, which often have this kind of play here with your legs out that way. We actually, this is more like yoga. So when you drop the heel, if you came into something like Warrior One from here, you could do that right here. That's Warrior One in yoga. And that foot is forward and the other leg is out 45-degree angle. And both of these hands are up. And now you come back from Warrior One in yoga and you've got a weight shift. Now let's take it forward. We're going to come forward here to the front of the foot. We're going to come across holding the stool still. And now we're going to bring the other heel forward. And now we're going to break loose from the chair. And if you're just getting warmed up or you're just waking up, you want to feel safe doing Buddhist walking meditation. And one more here, pulling ropes. And going back, you're going to start from the ball of the foot, come through the middle of the foot, back to the heel, and then front of the foot, and all the way back to the heel. But gliding through the middle. Good, and I think I made it there. So I'm going to, once I get here, I'm going to go to the other side of the stool. So you can use the stool all the way across. This is accessibility, and the stool is a really fantastic prop. Okay, so now I'm here. I'm going to do my rider on horse, which is feet in a V, sink down, and prepare to do the Buddhist walking meditation with the other foot. I'm going to start here, shifting towards the left and bringing my right heel forward, or your right heel forward. Okay, and here you go. Now let's pull the rope when your other foot comes down. Pull. Pull, pull, pull. Good. Now, when you go back, you're going to bring the toe down first, or the ball of the foot, and then the other ball of the foot. And you're going to slowly move this down. You can also pull strings in your mind, just pulling like a net. And that's effective. We're tricking the mind to be able to actually be stable. Okay, and then we'll inhale up here and sink it down. So with the stool then, if you start with some kind of movement, I think that's very effective. And then if you can come back to your stool to settle yourself down, we can do a little bit of 3-part breath from yoga. Because all of these things, Qigong yoga, whatever it is, whatever exercise you're doing that's slow, it's important to find the basis of the breath, which comes first. Breath, then whatever the movement is itself, and then finding some kind of pattern that works for the breath so you don't forget to breathe, okay? So I like to find patterns. We're going to inhale through the belly, rib cage here, and up to the upper chest. We're going to exhale down from the upper chest down to the belly, and the belly will pull in. And now it's going to expand up to the collarbones, where I'm holding on right here. Come back down, exhale, through the nose, and possibly through the mouth, depends on you. Inhale back up. Mostly I want you to feel that that just came in. That's bringing the energy towards the Ming Men. So when you inhale here, you're expanding. When you exhale back, you're contracting. Try that with me with shu. Inhale out. expand. Now with shu. So there you're playing with your core there. The core works with your muscles, abdominal muscles, and it is a really big aid for working with the breath. Okay, so that is another subject altogether, but bring your feet out to the side, and we're going to try the breath here using the propeller from Qigong. It's really like the spinal twist that we have in yoga. So bring the arms out to the side. See if you can even them up. If you have one shoulder that seems to come up, see if you can even that out. If you have one hip that comes up or comes down, see if you can even them. And then inhale here and exhale towards your left. In almost a 3/4 turn, you can usually see a little bit behind you. And the hips have moved, the middle of the body, the chin, the head, the eyes have all moved to the left. Now you come back to the center on the inhale, and that's a spinal twist. And in Qigong, we call this the propeller because it looks like the plane's going to start. and it might be early propellers. And it's really nice to see if you can, because arms are heavy, if you can bring this up so that you're a little bit higher, and that way you're strengthening your whole middle body here, because the arms are heavy. Inhale back to center, and then spinal twist with the propeller to your right. Inhale, center, and twist on the exhale. Good. So for many people, accessibility is where they want to be after a day of work, for example. They just want to sit. So these things can be done seated. And I like that. We can also do them standing. So this is picking up a feather and letting it go. Once again, I've opened my legs out this way so that I have more control here at the bottom to make sure that I'm grounded. And I'm going to inhale this, the thumb and the forefinger up, watching it go with my eyes. Flatten the palm coming down, exhale, watch again using what we call the vision, strengthening the vision that connects to the movement. Or also just feeling how the hand can flatten like that. And it has a lot of flexibility in it as it picks up the feather with the thumb and forefinger, turns the palm up, and then flattens coming down. So play with all those things because that keeps us from getting arthritis, among other things. Inhale up, watch it go. That's your vision connecting here to the movement, and watch it come down. And let the eyes move with the ends of the fingers, and you can almost see that you've painted the wall there. Good image for connecting and not thinking about anything else. Okay, bring the thumb and forefinger together. Inhale up here. And notice how your hip wants to move towards the side of the stool. Just notice those things because that's all natural to the body. We really begin to connect all the joints, and we're aware of it. And once again, picking up a feather and letting it go. So for most people, that's a lot of focus and concentration, and immediately they want to move. So we're going to move next. Okay, so I'm going to move this off here, but notice later when you get a chance, how many things you can do with a stool to really feel your flexibility. It's amazing. Okay, this is knocking at the gates. This is more aerobic, and we're used to aerobic stuff because we do it constantly. So now you're going to tap your behind, and you're going to tap at the same time with your forearms, the front of the body. And from the side, it looks like this. Good. So that's knocking at the gates. And these are the gates at the abdomen. The next part of knocking at the gates is to go to the kidney part, which is really back here, the low spine and the upper buttocks area. And you're going to tap there. Okay. So here we go. Still knocking at the gates, but our second realm here after the abdomen. You're still tapping your abdomen, but you're just a little bit higher. We're trying to hit the kidneys, but not hard. Good. And I like to think that I want to free my feet. So I'm always thinking relax the heel and back, connect the front of the body with the hip, the knee, and the ankle. And just keep things connected so that you don't torque your knees or your ankles and you stay healthy with your joints. Okay, now we're going to come to our third realm, which is up here at this part of the body, right at the chest. And these are the lung points. And then anyone who's worked with the lungs or has a problem with the lungs, you want to really make sure that you don't ever hit too hard. But you also can come here to the nodes underneath the arm and just rub there. If you, for example, have had breast cancer, you might have had some nodes removed years ago, but you want to keep a sense of connection there so that you massage that area. And perhaps you massage the other area. And I'm learning these things myself at my age from other friends who are like, oh, let's try this. So trying things is important. Good. Now we're going to tap down. Tapping is an ancient way of really bringing chi or energy into the skin, the fascia, the blood vessels, and you can tap down the arm, up the arm. There's no real way to tell you exactly what you should do here, but you could go over and tap all the way down to your feet. We want to be careful going over. So we usually say bend forward from the hips and then round the back and bend the knees. And if you do all that with your feet in a V, I think you're pretty safe. And let's tap up here to the chest here and just smooth down the arms. Like you can, however much pressure you want to put in here yourself. It really feels good after a long day to massage yourself. Self-massage is a Qigong element that we can do. And I'm tapping now. Now I'm coming down, not tapping, but just smoothing the inside of my arm. I just did the top. Now the other arm needs the same treatment. If you go have a watch there, you might want to bring the hand up, bring it down so you don't cut yourself. Just be aware of what you're wearing, you know, what your body can do, and protect yourself so you don't cut yourself on a pin or whatever. Okay, and let's smooth around, coming in circles down your legs and coming up the outside, the backs of the legs. Little circles. Little circles are good. They surface the area really beautifully, coming up through the inside of the arm, across the chest, and down the outside of the arm, just circling. And circling up here in your face always feels really good. The cheeks, under the chin here, back of the neck, right at the occipital lobe, right there in the center of the back neck, cerebral area. And then coming up here, massaging around whatever's there, your glasses or whatever. And you can also go into your scalp here with combing your scalp back all around. Okay, and so those are beginning ways that are nice to warm up. And now we're going to do some other things which involve the rolls of the joints. So bring your hands behind you. That actually is a yoga trick where we make sure that we're not lifting the shoulders. And inhale here, drop the chin towards the chest. Bring your right ear towards your shoulder, and then come up and around, almost like you're inside of a dog collar, and bring your left ear to the other shoulder. And 3 slow rolls is good. So 1, breathe, release. 2, breathe in. Perhaps breathe out, connect, make sure you're always breathing. And the third one, from right to left. And then we're going to come back to the center, chin to the chest, and go the opposite direction. This will be your opposite ear, your left ear to the left shoulder, and then around. And I am mirroring you, so you can follow exactly what I do, or you can mirror. It's easier to mirror, I think. Good. And from there, I like to feel that we can now bring the chin up towards the heavens. So maybe put your index finger of one hand on the chin. Make sure that the center body is in the same space as your head, so not out there to the side, but really forward. And then come up, inhale the head up slowly, and then exhale it down. And hold on to your tummy and see what happens there. This will expand on your inhale, and it will slowly contract on your exhale. And the chin still now just come down. Let's bring it back up once more. Inhale, expand, exhale, contract. So this might be another thing to experiment. I know I'm giving you a lot of detail about breath, but when you come up and you inhale through the nose, bring your tongue to the upper palate. See what that feels like. So the jaw releases a little bit. And when you exhale down, you'll probably hear a noise because the breath is going right down into the throat. Inhale again. And exhale out with the Qigong breath, tongue on the upper palate by the teeth. Yeah, and there's expansion and there's contraction. And watch for those things. For example, when you're moving up down and downstairs, if you inhale and then you exhale, coming up and downstairs, you really begin to feel how important that inhale and exhale is, because you're going to go use that power to go right through the feet. Okay, let's look at some more swimming motion type stuff so that this way you can do bigger motions with the arms. Let's inhale and we'll swim here. And you might want to release, you might want to release the back heel again so that you're not torquing anything down there. But notice how you begin to get the hip, the knee, and the ankle working together. I think that's important. You're not really swimming in water, but you're swimming in space. Good. Let's do one more here. Come back to center. And let's shake it out. Shaking out starts with the knees and comes up through the whole body, and you just shake it all out. Good. And now inhale here, and let's ground things down into the ground. So we've done some movement. Now we're going to ground it. Ground on globes of energy here in resistance to gravity. The arms are rounded like this, and they're just sinking against gravity, like you're on globes of energy here. And now you're going to inhale up to the heart. This is your middle Dantian in many practices, energy center. And then we exhale it down to the abdomen. And now bring it up to the head. Inhale all the way up to the head. Turn the palms upside down like that, and then exhale slowly down. And this is relaxation response. Anytime you have a slow exhale, that's what you're doing. And then bring it up to the trees here. Like you've got a huge, pretend you've got a big expanse of trees. Inhale there, and then come back to the center and exhale it slowly down on relaxation response. You're also really opening up the arms and all these joints here. So coming up to the mountains, feel that, the expansion. It's a little bit higher than it was with the trees. Inhale here, and then slowly exhale it down, extending your relaxation response with the exhale. Now, the third time, this is sometimes hard for people. You're going to do a slight back bend of the upper spine because you're doing almost a feeling of opening up there to the sky. And then you come back to center, inhale, and then you slowly come down to ground it into the earth. and we'll rest on globes of energy for a moment here. So all of that really helps us to begin to relax. Let's go. We did the crawl stroke. Let's do the backstroke as if we're on a raft, like we're supported by something that's spongy, rubber, probably. There's air inside of it. You don't have to worry about anything. And you're looking up at the sky. So now with backstroke, I was working with some people recently where they can't really raise their shoulders. Well, you don't have to raise them necessarily. You could just modify it this way. Or you could, if you have that flexibility, you could go up higher. So always honor your own body and find out what that means by experimenting. Okay. Let's now bring the fingers right here inside of the shoulders where they come up, and you're going to come forward, up, back, and down. And here I like to exhale down with the shoulder blades coming down the back. There's the exhale. And you can add a sound like wishoo if you like. That's not going to come through on the video because the microphone doesn't like it, but you're going to say wishoo, like wish you, but without the y. And that connects you to the abs. Then you can take that away and just inhale through the nose and exhale with the tongue on the upper palate using Qigong breath. And the breath will come right down through the throat and you'll hear it. It makes a sound. And never overdo it for yourself. Okay, now we're going to go forward, up, back, and down. We're still making circles. And if you keep your fingers up here on the upper shoulder area and arm area, you'll feel them turn with the elbows as you go back and come forward. So it's kind of fun. And then I think it's fun to play with this. This is kind of a chicken move. You can inhale here and twist this way. Come back to center, inhale, twist the opposite way. And you've got your fingertips right inside the shoulders and your elbows are out to the side like a chicken wing. And you can bring those elbows in and out, in and out. This is kind of an exhale and an inhale. 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 So there's thousands of things you can do, but of course the most wonderful one would be to right now let all that go. Okay. Now let's move into the Qigong moves themselves. Triple burner. Inhale up. Exhale down. Breathe in. Breathe out and notice how it's coming through 3 Dantian areas. The head, the third one, the heart and lungs, the second one, and the primary one at the abdomen. And you want to slowly move through all 3 of those. It's very circular. It's very slow. And you're moving it from the center body. And the awareness is bringing the mind, body, and spirit together. So that's really important. When times get stressful, this is a great move. Triple burner. Essentially, it burns the breath all the way down. So you're inhaling up to here, and now you're going to exhale slowly down. Shh. Like you're putting a fire out. Inhale. Shh. You can also inhale it through the mouth, funnel the breath, and you can blow it out. Like you're blowing out a candle. Lots of ways you can play with that breath, but the most important thing is to strengthen it. Okay, let's go now to heaven and earth. You're going to inhale up here on this side and exhale down here. Now you're going to inhale the other side up and exhale down here. And now switch them, almost like a traffic cop. Good. See how well your joints are doing with this? You know, you can always do half of it. You don't have to do the whole thing, or you can do it really super slow. There's lots of ways to change all this. Okay, now let's do the breaststroke. Come back to swimming again. We're going to start here. I'm bringing my left hand closer than my right. No, I'm not. I'm bringing my, yes, I am. Okay, your right's going to be your left. It's my left, but it's your right. But you're going to bring the left somewhere here for whatever works for you. And you're going to push out, exhale, and inhale back like you're stroking through the water. Breathe in. So those are all very effective moves. Now bringing the arms out into a T, we'll circle the joints this way, forward. We're circling the forearms, the wrists, the fingers, everything is moving as one. And now we're going to move the opposite direction, back. And that really, once again, feels like swimming. Okay. All right. Now we'll let that go. We're going to come down the body to the hips. This is real important because first we go forward with the hips, then we go to the right, then we go back, then we go to the left. And it's called clockwise. So here's 12, here's 9. I'm sorry, 12, then 3, then 6, 9, and 12. This is to your right, back, left, forward. Left, right, left, side, forward. Right, left, side to the left, forward. So I may have misarticulated that, but you can figure it out, right? Basically, you're doing a clockwise circle. Good. Now you're going to come forward here and go to your left first. And then back, right, forward. And if you use your hand here like a hula hoop, that kind of gives you the idea of what your hips are doing. And it makes it fun. If you're working with kids or something, this is a way that they can see it and not go too fast. Good, and now go the opposite way. Good, and now shake it out. Good. And now we're going to just open up here and release down. And we're going to start a feeling of the prayer, inhaling up, bringing the palms together in prayer, exhale down. You're probably quite warm in the palms now, but this is one way that you can effectively feel as if the chi or your intrinsic energy has been increased by the Qigong. And now to feel the chi here, that was the prana when the palms came together, that they were warm. You bring the palms out here and look at them. And usually they come into focus and they start to turn red. That's noticing the chi in the body, that you've awakened some energy there, and you're watching it. So it takes some focus of the mind to do these things. And you can bring the palms out and watch them come back in and watch again as the palms turn a little bit red because you're focusing on the fingers. Now you inhale out And you focus on the fingers again. And all these little things start to make you feel like, okay, it's time for Tai Chi Chi. So we're going to do that now. You're going to come forward, up, back, and down. Inhaling to the balls of the feet and exhaling back to the heels. And draw it with your index fingers, and you'll find the pattern is a figure 8. And now release the palms. They're rounded, and follow that figure 8. This comes from the work of Justin Stone. It's 19 movements and 1 pose. And it comes from the time of about 1974. After centuries of Tai Chi and Qigong. Qigong is really ancient. Simple movements that heal the body, that move the joints, and in which you can feel the changes as you move. And it helps us all slow down and de-stress. Rocking motion is the most ancient move of Qigong that I know of. And the figure 8 is kind of indicated here, which is the infinity symbol. Good. Now we're going to come back to center. We're going to rest on globes of energy. Bring the feet into a V here. If a bird flaps its wings, inhale here, the palms gather the energy. And now as you release, the feet will be in a V and you'll be sinking down. Exhale. You're on the edge of a branch. You're a bird. Inhale. Learning to fly. And here's your third movement here, which indicates a circle that you've started to fly, and you inhale back. You're centered on the earth now, and now you're going to come to the balls of the feet in front and release the heels. Testing your balance as a bird. And in the third movement down, you do a wrist circle forward, and that indicates that you started to think you could fly. But there's still one trial left. It's right here. Third one of bird flaps its wings gives us 3 times 3, 9. 9 is the noble Chinese number that is apparent in many Qigong moves and in Tai Chi too. Let's come back here. We're going to now work for our forward back weight shift. We'll shift towards the right to bring your left foot forward. And we're going to go around a platter in chest high water. So lengthen through the whole spine, open the space between the hips and the rib cage itself so that you have length in the spine. And then the back of the skull is pulled up by a string to heaven. So you're like a puppet on a string. As the arms move out here, the elbows never lock. So leave a little bit of roundness in those elbows as you inhale here and exhale back. And we do 9 times on a side here. So that's about 4. Now we'll do the last few. Inhale out, exhale back. And one more after this. I'm not going to promise I'll do exactly 9. Sometimes it's more or less, but it's just a feeling of that was enough. Good. Now we shift towards the left. With that shift, the hips came over here, And now the right leg is free to go. And this is now yin until we add power into it at the inhale forward. Inhale forward, bend that front knee, straighten the back leg, and feel the changes. Now you're going to bend the back leg, straighten the front. And that's the effects of the yin-yang connection here. Yang is masculine. When you bend it, it's the power leg. Yin is feminine when you straighten. And they keep switching. And you glide through the middle and release the back heel here. Glide through the middle back and release the front toe. So feel that change. It's really important. And the length of your weight shift should be so that you don't bring the knee beyond the big toe. All of that you begin to feel, and it works well. 2 more. Last one on your right side of around the platter. Inhale, sink it into the earth. Shift to your right to bring the left heel forward. And this is around the platter variation. It's a circle within a bigger circle. Circularity and slowness, important parts of Qigong. A very slow Tai Chi connection here. Feel the inhale. Feel the exhale. Let's do 2 more. Around the platter variation, a circle within a circle. We'll come to a graceful conclusion on one side as your left foot comes in. As you inhale and exhale, to drop it towards the ground here, rest on a globe of energy for a moment, and then shift to the left to bring the right heel forward. Beautiful. And now pick up your ball of energy here. The palms are facing. That means that the Legong points in the center of the palm are connecting energetically. Inhale and exhale. Around the platter variation, right side. And last one of around the platter variation. Beautiful. Inhale it. Sink it into the earth. And we'll move now into our next move, shifting towards the right, bringing the left heel forward. This is bass drum. Inhale to the rims of the drum. Surround you with energy. Exhale back. We're going to do 9 on a side here. So as you come forward, feel the point where the heel lifts in back. Feel the point where the toe lifts in front. And keep the body upright. And notice how slow it is. Circular. And how it moves from the center body. And it's an inside-out practice. And we'll call that 9. We're going to bring that foot back in. Inhale. Sink it slowly down in relaxation response. Shift towards your left and release the right heel. For bass drum. Now, when you come forward and you come back, you're going to feel that as you move forward, your hips and your belly and everything, your breasts are coming forward with you. And as you come back, it's all coming back together with the drum. Everything is interconnected. And this is called synchronicity, another important part of Qigong. Elements that we honor in Tai Chi Chih. Notice how the arms are starting to feel really soft. They're perhaps heavy, but now they begin to lighten with the slowness as it connects with the breath also at the abdomen. There's your inhale. Here's your exhale that brings the abdomen slightly in. And one more on your right side. Beautiful. Now inhale here and sink it into the ground. And we're going to move to our next move. You're going to shift to the right to bring the left forward. And this will be for daughter on the mountaintop. Your palms will open into Tadasana, the mountain pose. You come up the sides of the mountain. There's two mountains here, and there's a valley through the middle. You're going to come down through the valley with your left hand crossing at the heart, the right hand. And the fingertips stay up. Two concentric circles joined with your left hand at your own heart. The other person or your other concept is on the outside. Perhaps you're working with the idea of peace. So that could be your outside hand, but your heart is behind it. And that's your left hand. Or it could be simply a companion, whatever that companion is, a thought or a person. Inhale here and sink it down. Good. Now you're going to shift towards your left because we need to always end each movement with the right leg. So we're going to end daughter on the mountaintop after we do 9 moves from the right side. And the left hand is still close to the heart when it comes down. You don't change the position of the circles. Four more will get us to 9. Of daughter on the mountaintop. And last one here. Beautiful. Bring that leg back in. Let's inhale and exhale. And our next move will be the companion move to daughter on the mountaintop. And it's daughter in the valley. So you're going to shift towards your right, bring your left forward. Your hands will be on top of the mountains this time. You're going to exhale down. And when you inhale through the center here, you're coming up through the central trail. Inhale there. And now exhale back as if you could see from the top of the mountains down into the valley. Daughter in the valley. We call this a maximum polarity move because the palms are so close. There's a lot of chi there. So cultivate it on your inhale when you come up through the trail. And over the mountains, let that energy go. And enjoyment is part of moving meditation. So bring your heart to it and your own inner joy if you can find it. And then you'll really feel like, oh, this is a moving meditation. I get it. Last one on your left side. Good. Bring that foot back down so that you're feet in a V again. Inhale, exhale it. Shift towards your left to bring the right heel forward. And notice how this is the yawn leg now. There's a little bend in that knee, and this knee is going to come forward straightened, but not locked. Good. Daughter in the valley. The companion of daughter going up the mountain, daughter on the mountaintop. So this is the second part of it. Inhale, center, come forward, exhale back. Daughter in the valley, going up the mountains and coming over the top. It's a heart shape. I always love that. Right there is the outside of the heart. Here's the bottom point. So you want to feel like you inhale all the way up to there, exhale all the way over the mountains, and come up the trail again. And see from the high point down into the valley. Last one on your right side of daughter in the valley. And we draw it to a graceful conclusion. Inhale here to the heart. Exhale down. And come all the way up to your heart again. And sink it down. And get some water. Let's double ground it, bring it to your heart. Let's bring it down slowly on the exhale. Take it up to the head. Sink it down slowly. Bring it up to the hills. Open wide out. Another slow grounding down on your exhale. We're preparing for carrying the ball to the side. So we're going to bring it up to the mountains. Expand even more. And exhale slowly down from the center. As slow as you can make those palms move, even if you have to take another breath. And then bring it up, slight back bend of the upper spine. Open. Inhale and sink it slowly down as we prepare for carry the ball to the side. So we're going to all go over to this side and then keep going over to the left. Ready? Inhale here. Sink it. Wind up like you're going to pitch a game of baseball and release this heel out and then come across and go back. And slide across, making sure the hips are underneath the upper body. 3 times, bring in that foot. Exhale. Inhale here, wind up. Release this heel. Another group of 3, 2. And slide across with your hips. Good. Exhale. And here's your third group of 3. Notice how it makes 9. The Chinese number that we always want to see if we can reach. And bring in the hips and sink it down. Now we're going to go back to the right. Wind up first. And this leg is the yan leg, and this yin leg is going to move out. It's just straight and it's not much weight in it. And now you're going to go across. And there's weight in it now because we just made it yan. Feel like you move from your hips, and that connects to the knee and it connects to the ankle. Sink. Good. Third one. Wind up. Release that right heel and move towards the right. And don't forget, I am mirroring you, so I'm just trying to have my right leg opposite your left. Good. Now you're going to come across here, wind up again, and we're going back to the left. 1. When you reach your point here where you're going to just ground it into the earth, you stand up fully on that inhale. Move, move, move. Now bring in the foot and really inhale, stand up tall, and now exhale. And now you're going to bend those knees and you'll be slightly crouched here, which really puts you into the right position for the next carry. This is the last one. Good. And exhale. Very good. Okay. Our next move is going to be push-pull, followed by pulling in the energy. You're going to shift towards your right to bring the left forward, and you'll be pushing with the heel of the hand out on the exhale. Out and down, and now come back up with the fingertips, and now turn the palms towards you this way. Yes, inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. We're going to go to 9. Looks great. Push, pull, or giving and receiving energy. When you bring that energy back with your inhale here to the heart, you really feel that. Keep the chin so that it's not sticking out by just feeling the head long. Two more. Notice how you have a very even rhythm with this, exhaling out, inhaling back. Should feel like the same amount of time as you go here. Maybe a little slower on the inhale, but or on the exhale, but basically it's pretty even. Shifting to the left, bringing your right heel forward. And here's your exhale out. Whoosh. Here's your inhale back to the heart. Try like wish without any real localized sound. Whoosh. Good. Now just however you want to breathe. Exhale out. Inhale back. And let's do 3 more of push, pull. Last one. Very good. Now bring that foot back in. Inhale and sink it down into the earth. Double ground it. Bring it to your heart. Sink it down. Triple ground it. Bring it to your head. Sink it down. And now we will begin with pulling in the energy from the farthest star. Shift energy to the right and bring your palms up. The energy is going to come in through your fingertips. Inhale out. Exhale back. That was just 6. We're going to bring the foot back in. Inhale. Sink it down. We're going to shift to your left, bring the right leg forward. We're switching from 9 to 6 again. And we're going to keep this moving here through the pulling in the energy from the farthest star in the universe, and add a vision of something like When did you last see and look at a star and think, oh, I want to wish on that star that things will get better for whatever it is that you are concerned about? Peace, love, community are typical things. And we'll keep going here. We're going to go to 9. Wishing upon a star, pulling in the energy with a visual component here. Another type of meditation. Within our moving meditation. And last one here. Beautiful. Pulling energy in from the farthest star. Sink it down. Double ground it. Let's go all the way up here. Take it to the heart. And then go all the way up to the stars. Slight back bend upper spine. Feel the whole spine open. The arms go out. Inhale here and sink it down very slowly on relaxation response. Even if you need an extra breath, let the palms themselves guide you as they move towards the earth, and then rest on globes of energy. Good. Well, our next moves will be the taffies. So we're going to sink down here. Bring this left hand under the right elbow and come across pulling taffy or something really connecting the energy there. And as you pull the palms apart, the weight shift does the work. You don't have to do anything with arms at all. You just come here and then you bring the foot out there and you pull. That weight shift will bring the palms apart, okay? Such a nice thing. There's energy between the palms, and it's moving through what we call heavy air, driven by the shift that's happening in the legs. The legs are important. They actually guide the whole practice above it. Still moving right this time. And now we'll move for the last time to the left. Basic taffy has 3 variations, and the first is going to be the one where you have the anchor in the front. So here we're going to bring the anchor here to the hip, and sometimes it'll come to the front again at the end of it. But this is your first move. We're going to move to the right first today. Inhale, pull to the right. Good. Now your left is where you're really going to start. So your left hand's going to come under, going to come forward with a shift, open the hips, and then move back to the left, returning to basic taffy. That's just the first variation. And now your left hip will become the anchor, and the right leg is playing around in front. And now it's going to pull you over here, and you'll pull in the anchor to the right side. Left foot forward. Open the hips. Sink it down. And move towards your left. Oh, good. Okay, now you're going to move forward here with your right leg. Bring it back in. And then move it out to the side. Anchor taffy. Right hip now anchored. Left leg moving forward. Open the hips. Sink. And now draw everything towards your left. Beautiful. We'll do 2 more. I love this one. This is anchor taffy. Forward shift. Square the hips and then move to the side. That's 1. And then this is going to be the last one. Left hand under, pull forward. Let that invite hand, which is now your left hand, move you underneath here and to the left. and we'll sink it through the ground. We'll do a couple of groundings here. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, sink. Good. Our next Qigong taffy move is circles taffy. So you're going to inhale first. When you inhale, it sort of affects the body where you rise. When you exhale, it sort of affects the body that you drop. Okay. So notice sometimes those principles. Those are the sinking, rising things that are in Qigong. Okay. Feet are in a V, circles taffy. We're going to move to the left. So your left hand comes under and you pull it to the left. And notice how the hand that was on top is supporting the back leg. 1, 2, 3. Now the right hand's going to pull under and you're going to pull your taffy. The shift causes the palms to come apart and you bring the foot in. Circles taffy. 3. And then you wind up here and you pull it to the left. Stand tall on the inhale. Sink, sink, sink. Right hand under, pull it to the right. Beautiful. And we'll do one more to the left. 1, 2, 3. Left hand under. That's the invite hand to the left. And you let the other hand that was on top move down to support the back leg and then bring it in. Beautiful. All right, we are now at the third variation. This is a very good one because you're using the weight shift here to bring one heel up and then drop it. So you have to flex the foot and bring the foot down, then the other foot, and notice how your hips are moving with your knees and your feet here. So this is the move that actually, even though we're kind of on a clothesline here, the head wants to stay level, but your knees are kind of changing everything. So make sure they bend and then they release. Good. Okay, so that's going to be in this perpetual motion taffy with heel step. Left hand under. Move to the left. Remember to flex the foot and then drop the heel first. That really helps. It's a funny little walk we do here. And you pick up the foot. The knee bends. Perpetual motion taffy with heel step means it could go on for a long time here, but we'll end it here on the left. Inhale here. Sink it down slowly. We just took the inhale to the heart. Now we're going to exhale down and rest on globes of energy for a moment because we're coming into working the pulley. You're going to shift to your left to bring the right forward, and then you're going to shift to your right to bring the left. So we're going to shift to the right, bring the left forward, and you're going to start your taffy here. This hand will move across in a diagonal. The hip will move with it, and when you come back, the hip will be the inhale. And here's the exhale. And here's the inhale. And notice how when you do this in front, the back heel will be doing something. And now when you come back, the front toe will be doing something. So here you slide across on the back ball of the foot. Here you, as you bring this hip back, you slide across on your heel. Okay, so notice those things. Okay, here we go. And now we bring the other companion hand under. As you move here, there's the exhale. And then here's your inhale here of that hip. And the other side will be affected by the dominant hand, which here is your left. Exhale. Inhale back. Inhale that hip. Working the pulley. It's as if we were all on a team together to work these pulleys, maybe strings, and they need to be synchronized. So here, the issue of pushing forward, then you pull that hip back, and that's an inhale. This is an exhale. Good. Let's do one more of these on your left side. Very good. Inhale that foot back in. Sink the movement down into the earth. Shift towards your left to bring your right heel forward and start it on this side. So now this hand, your left hand, which was before like that, is going to be under the hip, and the right hand will be in charge here. Exhale. And go so slowly that you can feel the exhale here. And inhale back. And notice how the dominant hand is now your right hand. And when the hand moves under the hip here, it turns the hip. And you're inhaling. And here's your exhale right here. Here's your inhale here. The other hand is really the companion hand. It simply follows the move on the opposite side. And you're swiveling on the back ball of the foot, and you're swiveling on the front heel. Good. Let's do one more. This is one that really needs slow preparation at home. If you can figure it out, make sure that the hip, knee, and ankle are together, and you're not way out here somewhere. Then you can moderate it. Exhale down. Double ground it. Bring it to your heart. And drop it down. And now we're going to come to light at the top of the head, light at the temple. So find yourself with the feet in a V. Make sure you're grounded through the feet. Sink down. Come up to the balls of the feet here. The palms are together. And sink and rise. They're not touching, but they're definitely connected through the leg going points. And then when you come back here and stay level on the feet, feel the energy as it moves in a circle here. 6 to 9 times. We'll just do 6. And hold the energy here. Feel it. Breathe. Sink and rise. And let it go. We say it goes out of our bodies into the earth. And the left hand will be on the top as you come up. It's the heart hand. You inhale there, you sink it down. We're now going to go to the temples. So inhale up, bring the palms behind the ears. Your feet are still in a V, and sink and rise. Good. Now come back to center, standing on your, comfortably on all the feet there. And then you're going to circle the energy here at your temples. This is light at the temple. Hold it, inhale it, breathe it, and sense that you're connecting your mind, your speech, and your action. So thought, speech, and action gives us sanity, right? When we connect it all correctly. And now inhale, exhale down, open. Exhale, open. Turn the palms the opposite way towards the earth. Inhale back to your heart with the left hand on top. Exhale down. And we're going to come to another move here, which is the joyous breath. So your feet are in a V. You're going to sink down, bring it up. Lots of air here. Come up to here. And now exhale down 4 times. Heels down. Good. 2 more sequences of 4. And last one of joyous breath. Make it happy. Hmm. 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 Beautiful. Inhale up. Send the energy down. And we now come to our beautiful passing clouds. Passing clouds, feet in a V, exhaling across. And this is the mirror hand. We generally don't follow it as we're doing a meditation. You stay focused. But I don't think that you have to do that. So I love to just feel that I can see everything that around in this move because it's passing clouds. Everything's changing. So your option to stay focused and look forward and still see everything is probably the best. Awareness. And last one of passing clouds. Inhale here, sink it down. And now we come to our final 6 healing sounds, and they are heart is whole. Spleen is hu, hu. Liver is tsu. Lungs are sh. Triple heater is shi. And kidneys are tri. And kidneys are the most important. So we do that 5 times in the third variation here. Okay, ready? Ho, bu, tsu, sh, shi, tri, ho, hu, tsu, sh, shi, tri. And the last one will have 5 chewies when we get to it. Ready? Ho, hu, tsu, sh, shi, tree. Figure 8. Tree, 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 tree. Mixing and balancing all the aspects of this practice, the yin and yang, all the opposites we deal with every day. And then bringing your left heel to your right ankle bone to come into cosmic consciousness pose. Bringing the elbows out to the side, your left hand close to the heart, and looking over the window of eternity, perhaps, and through it. And then interlacing the fingers in gratitude to those who have brought us this practice from thousands of years, 6 centuries of Tai Chi, and probably 13,000 years of Qigong healing practices. And open the arms wide in gratitude to all of us who practice this beautiful practice generally outside in the elements where we really appreciate nature. Thank you for your practice. And see you next week, I hope.